Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm here to solve a classic Sudoku created by RWJ. This Sudoku was posted on the Logic Masters Germany portal and this was posted 2 years back in 2020. So I was just hunting for some classics to cover on the channel, and after going through Discord, I thought of searching on LMD portal and I hit upon this classic. I solved this and it is really an excellent classic, although the rating of this Sudoku is not so great, but this is a really good classic. There are so many techniques in this classic needed to solve, so I'll try to take you through the solve path, so please bear with me. And if you're enjoying the videos we are putting out, please subscribe to the channel and do check out our Patreon page, and if you can support us on Patreon too, that would be great. So let's start the Sudoku now. Each row, each column and 3x3 box in the grid has digits 1 to 9 without any repetitions. So I'll start the Sudoku. I'm going to use a mix of both center marking and corner marking right through the solve. So look at this box. You have 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 and 2 and 9 staring down at these two cells. So which means 2, 9 gets locked here. And the remaining digits must be 1 and 7, which I'm going to put here. Now let's look at this box. 1, 2, 3, 5 and 9. I can't have 6 in column 2, so 6 goes here. And 4 is not in row 2, so 4 goes here. Okay, let's move on. Now if you look at 6 in row 4 and row 6, that gives me a 6 here. And which gives a 6 in these two cells. Remember that there is a 6 here, so 6 goes here. Now look at box 9. 2, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and you have 4 and 5 looking down at these two cells. That gives me a pair 4, 5, which is instantly resolved. That's a 5 and that's a 4, and the remaining digits are 1 and 3. And 3 cannot be in row 9, so that's 1, that's 3. And let's finish off column 8. The remaining digits must be 2, 7, 9. Yeah, 2, 7, 9. Can't have a 2 here. I can't have a 9 here. And also notice that you have 2 in rows 2 and 3, which means 2 must be in these two cells. But you also have a 2 in column 7. So that gives a 2 in this cell. And removes the 2 from here, 7, 9. And now if you look at row 3, this area doesn't take 4 or 8. And you also see that in column 4, there is a 4, 8 being prevented from this cell. So there are exactly 2 cells in row 3, which takes the 4, 8 pair. Those are these two cells. You got a locked pair in. Now let's finish off marking row 3. 2, 3, 5, 4 and 8. So I need 1, 6, 7 and 9. So this is 6, 7, 9. This is a 1 or a 7. 6 and 9 are ruled out. And this is a 1, 6 and 9. Okay, let's look at column 7. Where does the 8 go? 8 can't be in these three cells. 8 cannot be in row 6. So 8 goes here. And that puts 8 into these two cells. So let's finish off row 5 now. 2, 5, 7, 9, 4 and 6. So I need 1, 3, 8. And I can't have 1 or 3. Both are eliminated here. So that's 8. That gives a 1, 3 pair in these two cells. Okay. So let's look at row 8 a bit. 3 cannot be in these two cells, so that gives 3 in these two cells. And these two cells must be 2, 6 and 7 without a 7 here. And let's now look at column 5. We haven't used this pair yet. 1, 2, 5, 7 and 9. So I need 3, 4, 6 and 8 along the column. Just going to mark those in 3, 4, 6. This will be 3 and 8 because both 4 and 6 are eliminated. 4 and 8 are eliminated. So this is 3, 6 and this is 4, 6 and 8. Okay, I'm noticing that 5 can be placed in row 2 column 9 just by using Sudoku. Okay, so you don't have 3 in these 3 cells, so which means 3 must be in this domino, and that means this cell cannot be 2, 5, 7, cannot be 4 and 8, cannot be 3 and 6, so that's 1 and 9. And that's interesting because if you're observing closely, look at these 3 cells. So regular viewers of the channel would have instantly recognized that this is a Y wing or an XY wing. That's how the wiki terms it. So I'm going to briefly tell you how this works. You identify bi-value candidates across 2 or maybe even 3 boxes. So in this case, just these 2 boxes. And there must be exactly 3 cells. And each of these 3 cells must take candidates of the pattern AB, BC, and AC. So you can call anything as A, anything as B, and anything as C. So let's, for example, call A as 1 here, B as 7 here, and C as 9 here. So we have identified 3 cells, A, B, and C. One cell takes AB, one cell takes BC, and one cell takes AC. And when you do that, you identify a hinge cell. So that cell is the one which sees the other 2 cells. And the other 2 cells are the wing cells, right? So this cell is seeing both of these 2. So this is the hinge cell and these 2 are the wing cells. So when you identify this pattern, all the digits which are seeing these 2 wing cells, so these 2 yellow cells, are being seen by this one and these 3, right? And these 2 also. All these green cells, oh, not these 2. All these green cells are seeing both the yellow cells. So you can eliminate the digit which is common between the yellow cells, and that is 7 in this case, from all the green cells, right? That's how Y wing or an XY wing works. Simple way to see is if you put a 7 here, that forces a 1 here and a 9 here, and you can't have anything on the hinge cell. So this is a really powerful technique. So which means I can't have 7 here. That becomes a 1, which means this is a 7. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Sudoku does not get any easier, any bit easier even after this. There are many more techniques, so stay tuned. I'll take you through the solve path. So let's remove the colors. Okay, we got this pair in. And now let's look at row 4, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8. So 2, 5, 7, and 9 are the remaining digits. This is 2, 5. Can't be 7 or 9. This is 2, 7, 9. And this is 2 or a 7. Because I have 5, 9 here, so that's a 2 or a 7. Okay, let's fill in some more pencil marks, maybe in this box. This cell cannot be 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 4 or 8. So that's a 6 and 7. This one must be 6 and 8. And this one must be 4 and 7. Right? Yeah. Now we have our second X-wing, second Y-wing at this point. So if you have understood how a Y-wing works, I mean, if you're a new solver, you may try to pause the video here and try to look for the next Y-wing, and solvers who are advanced too, they can try to find the next Y-wing here. So I'm going to show you the Y-wing here in the next second. So please pause, and if you want to find that yourself, you can pause here. Right. The next Y-wing is these 3 cells. So this time, unlike the earlier Y-wing, we have identified 3 boxes, but the pattern is the same. 3 cells, which take bi-value candidates of the form AB, BC, and AC. And like I said, anything can be A, anything can be B, and anything can be C. But the only thing is that it must be bi-value candidates and it must be from 3 digits. So you can see that the hinge cell is this green cell and the wing cells are these two pink cells, right? So this is the basic structure of a Y-wing. Now I said that cells which are seeing both the hinge cells, namely this one, cannot contain the digit which is common between the wing cells. So 6 cannot be in this gray cell. And again, it's easy to see. If you have 6 here, 3 is forced here, 8 is forced here, and now that you have 3 and 8 in the pink cells, what does the green cell take? Can't be 3 or it cannot be 8. That's why you can eliminate 6 from the gray cell. So clearly the gray cell is at 2. So we got our second Y-wing to give us another digit, and the Sudoku does not become any easier, believe it or not. Still there is more to this Sudoku. So this 2 gives a 5 here in, why did I color that cell? 5 goes here, and that's about it. So 5 in column 2 goes in these 2 cells. Okay, let's look at column 3 and put in some more pencil marks. This cell can't be 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 6 or 8. That's 1, 4. This is 1, 4, 8. And this is 4, 6, 8. Let me take a bit of a time to ensure that my pencil marks are right. Yeah, they are. So now let's look at row 7. Where does the 2 go? 2 must be in one of these 2 cells. Right. Now look at column 1. So we haven't made an important marking. Where does the 6, 7 go? You can't have 6, 7 in these 2 cells because of this pair. And 6, 7 also doesn't go in row 7, column 1. That leaves us exactly 2 cells for the 6, 7. This is not a 2 anymore. So you have a 6, 7 pair, which means this is not a 7. Oh, that could have been eliminated by this 7 too, but never mind. So 1, 5, 8, 3, 6, 7. So these 2 must be 2, 4, and 9. And this is not a 2 or a 9, right? So that's a 4. That gives a 2, 9 pair here. And this must mean this is a 1, 3, 4. And I also have a 4 looking down. So which means this is a 4. That's 1, 3. Now let's finish off row 6. I have 4, 8, 7, 6, and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 9. And without a 9. So 9. So the moment I saw this, I realized that there is, a deadly pattern or a unique rectangle. So you can use this technique to finish off the Sudoku faster, but I'm not going to use this since this is a leisure solve and not a fast solve. So the unique rectangle thing is that you cannot have a 1 or a 3 in this purple cell as a candidate, because if you do, what happens is that there is no way to resolve these 4 cells at the end of your solve, and you can easily swap these to get another solution, but a Sudoku solution is always unique. So you can make use of this fact to speed up your solve in competitions. This is a unique rectangle, right? But we're not going to use that here. Let me go back. So make it white. So just remember that this cell will always be 2. So towards the end of the solution, we can check whether this cell takes a 2, but it is going to be a 2. Okay, let's continue here. I have a 4 here, right? So I haven't eliminated 4s from this column. 4 goes up here, 4 goes up here, and that gives 1 in column 3. 1 goes here. Let's finish off this with some pencil marks. This is a 5 8, this is 2 5, and this is 2 5 and 8. Very nice. I have noticed another one. So we saw 2 wivings, and we also saw some beautiful pairs. For instance, this 4 8 pair in row 3 right at the start, then also the 6 7 pair. Now look what this Sudoku has. There is an X swing. Awesome, right? In rows 3 and row 7, the green cells are the only cells which can take 8. And when you have such a pattern, you can eliminate 8 from the rest of the cells in those columns. Rest of the cells can never take 8 because we have obtained our quota of 8s in those 2 columns. So what I mean is, these red cells can never take an 8. If you do, you're going to put 3 8s in 2 columns, and that is never possible. So let's make use of that and try to eliminate some pencil marks. So this cell, okay, 5 6 7 and 8. So this is a 5 6 and 7, can't be 8. Let's go to row 9 column 6, can't be 1 2 9 3 and 6 and 8 4 5 and 7. Now let's go to box 2, 1 2 4 5 3 6 8. So 7 and 9, 4 5 and 7. Right. So I think I've eliminated all the cells where 8 can't be there. That must be helpful, right, for us. So you can see just there are a few cells left to pencil mark. So let's quickly pencil mark in those. So in row 8, this is 3 6 7. And this one must be 5 6 and 7 for row 9. And this one, this cell, 3 6 and 9. This is 3 6 and 9, and you can't have 6 because there is a pointing pair of 6. So this is 3 9. 1 3 6 and 9, that's 3 6. And this cell, 3 5 6 and 7. Wow. So we got all the cells filled with pencil marks, and still the Sudoku hasn't folded yet. That's the beauty of the Sudoku. So many techniques in this Sudoku. Now let's think again. I have 6 here in column 2. So this is not a 6, that's a 5 or a 7. And I also see that 7 is in here in column 3. So that gives a pointing pair of 7s, which eliminates the 7 from this cell. That's 6 and 9. So there is a difficult elimination here. So I'm going to tell you that in column 5, one of these 3 cells would have to be a 3. Because if not, there is going to be an instant contradiction. Let me highlight those cells first. Let's put them as green. Just what happens if there is no 6 in those cells? And that basically that idea comes from the fact that there is a 6 7 pair here and also a 6 8 here. So I was looking to do some kind of mess. I was looking to mess them up. So just put a 6 here, put an 8 here. Imagine what happens if there is no 3 in those cells. So instantly, because of this 8, this becomes 6. And you don't have 6 in column 1 now, because both of these cells are eliminated as a 6. So which means one of these green cells would have to be a 3, and that removes the 3 from that cell. And now this is where you need to find the next important trick, and that is even more difficult than what I just showed you. This idea is not easy to get at all, and there may be countless other ways to proceed the Sudoku from here. So you can please share with us if you find something better. But this is how I solve the Sudoku. And at this point, you have to find a weird looking XY chain. I'm going to highlight those cells again. Look at these yellow cells. An XY chain is nothing but you keep on identifying bi-value candidates. How to say? It cannot be like you have a bi-value candidate of 3, 6 in one cell, a 1, 2 in the second cell, a 7, 9 in the second cell. There is no connection between them. But you just need to identify a chain of cells such that at least there is one common candidate between all those cells. So that's what I'm trying to show here in these yellow cells. Let's start with this yellow cell, for example. And you have a 3, 6 here, and then I'm going here, which has a 4, 6. 6 is the common digit. And then I'm going to this cell, 4, 8. 4 is the common digit. And then I'm going to this cell, the last cell, 3, 8 is the common digit. So you have clearly an XY chain, right? Starting from 3, 6 and going all the way to 3, 8. Now what that does is that the ends of the chain, we started with 3, 6 and ended with 3, 8. The common digit between the ends of the chain can never be in the cells which is seeing both those cells. So this cell, let's mark it pink. This is seeing both the start of the chain and the end of the chain. So if you have a 3 here, this chain breaks, right? This is how an XY chain works. So for example, let's put a 3 in this cell. Let's see what happens. I'm plonking a 3 here. So instantly you get 8 here, right? That was a 3, 8. So it's 8 and that is a 6. Now look what happens. This is supposed to be 4 and you don't have anything in row 3, column 6. The red cell is breaking. It can't be 4 or 8, right? So which means that you cannot have 3 in row 2, column 7. And why row 2, column 7? Because that cell is seeing both the start of the chain and end of the chain, and I've eliminated the common digit between them. It's just somewhat similar to how a Y-wing works. You just remove the digit which is common between the wing cells, and in this case the start of the chain and the end of the chain, right? So 3 is eliminated here. That becomes a 9 here. This was a technique which took me long to find when I was solving this. Now I think the Sudoku should be straightforward. So let's finish it off quickly. 9 gives a 7 here. Oops. Gives a 9 here. Let's remove the color. And that 7 gives 1 here. This would be 6 now. That would be 3. Box 3 is finished. That's 1. Column 7 finished. That's 3. This is 2. This is 7. This is 2, this is 9, and that one gives a 3 here, a 1 here, and let's see, 9 is here, so that's a 7, which means this is 6, that is 8, that is 4, that is 7, row 2 is finished, this is 3, 6 here gives a 9 here, 4 here gives an 8 here. Look how the digits are on fire now, they're just rushing towards. It's like they're falling off a cliff now. 9. So 9 goes here, 2 goes here. And that 2 gives a 5 here, 8 here, 2 here. 8 gives a 6 here, 7 here, 5 here. 5, 6 gives a 7. And then 5, 7 gives a 4. 4, 6 gives an 8. 3 goes here, 6 goes here, 4 goes here, 5 goes here, and 6 goes here. And with that, we have completed this wonderful Sudoku by RWJ. And to think that this Sudoku was posted 2 years back, a really nice one. Hope you enjoyed watching me solve this Sudoku. If you solve it any differently from the point where I showed you the elimination of 3 in column 5, and then using the XY chain to finish it, please do let us know. We'll be happy to know. And do remember to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.